One of the most important aspects of any video game is the gameplay. Red Dead Redemption was a game that nailed that aspect, from hunting bears in tall trees to dueling random NPCs in Armadillo, to using Deadeye to take out a group of bandits on the side of the road. Moving on to Red Dead Redemption 2, we're all expecting Rockstar Games to nail the gameplay aspect once more. But with doing that, we're going to need a good arsenal of weapons, and some added features to mix up and improve the overall gameplay experience. That's why today we're going to break down the weapons of Red Dead Redemption 2. But before we dive into all this, if you have not heard, I'm doing a giveaway for Red Dead Redemption 2. All you have to do is check the link in the description to enter and just be an active subscriber. Also make sure to get geared up for this upcoming Western by getting the popular Red Moon or Wanted t-shirt designs. If you're interested in getting these Red Dead themed t-shirts or any of the other designs, there will be a link in the description as well. Nonetheless, through our first 2 trailers and 7 screenshots of this upcoming game, we've already had some good teases as what to expect from the weaponry. I think most of us can admit that Red Dead Redemption had some missed opportunities. The main one that seems to have come up the most in the last 6 or 7 years is the bow and arrow, which thankfully is coming to Red Dead Redemption 2, but with that inclusion, a lot more questions are now being asked about the variety in terms of weapons and what we could see. Assuming that Red Dead Redemption 2 has more of a focus on Native American culture, which has been teased to an extent thus far, we could see the return of the tomahawk, which was featured in Red Dead Redemption as part of the Legends and Killers DLC pack, and we also could see new weapons like war clubs, axes, bolas, and spears. Including these types of weapons emphasizes variety within the gameplay, allowing players different ways to take down enemies instead of the usual loud gun-blazing action-packed gameplay route. Again, it may be too early to fully understand how far Rockstar Games goes with the different types of weaponry, but seeing the bow and arrow is definitely a good sign. Another gameplay element that many fans were disappointed not seeing in Red Dead Redemption was dual wielding, something that was featured in Red Dead Revolver, and as Rockstar's clearly made sure to showcase, it will be coming to Red Dead Redemption 2. The interesting thing about dual wielding in Red Dead Redemption 2 is that it appears we can change our loadout. What I mean by that is in one image we can see the same revolvers being used, but in another we can see 2 different types of revolvers being used. This could indicate some customization to our overall gameplay experience with weapons. What I also mean by that is in a few other images, including one with dual wielding revolvers, you'll notice some really interesting designs on these weapons. There's a few possible reasons for that. For one, we could come across some special weapons that we can earn through challenges or missions, and another possible reason is that Rockstar's incorporated a gameplay feature in which we can get custom designs put on our weapons. To do that, more than likely, we would have to have a blacksmith, and in one of these images in the far background there appears to be a sign for a blacksmith. Now, if there really is a blacksmith in-game that we can go and see, this could open the door for much more than just custom designs. We could earn or purchase special weapons with different effects. Also, other than just these beautiful engravements on these weapons, if you look closely at the grip of most of the weapons that have been showcased so far, you can see that it's wooden. But in one image, as it appears Dutch van der Linde holds up someone, he appears to be using some type of bone grip, which could further the potential of weapon customization as an in-game feature. From what we have been shown at this point, thanks to the community at the GTA forums, we have a pretty good idea at a lot of new and returning weapons. As most of you know as well, about every single weapon that was in Red Dead Redemption was based on real weapons that were used during the time, and Red Dead Redemption 2's weapons appear to be no different. The Schofield revolver, which its real-life counterpart the Smith & Wesson Model 3 Schofield revolver, has been spotted quite a few times thus far, including this dual revolver image with the engravement design that I mentioned earlier. This weapon was obtainable in Red Dead Redemption once we met Landon Ricketts in Chuparosa, in which he described the revolver as a real gun. Next we have is the Cattleman revolver, which its real-life counterpart is the Colt Model 1873 single-action army revolver, which is known as the gun that won the West. This revolver, and along with a few other specific weapons, are the most iconic weapons of the American West. The Cattleman revolver was what this weapon was called in RDR, and was obtainable right from the start of the game, being the first weapon we can use. The Henry repeater, or its real-life counterpart, the 1860 Henry rifle, another weapon from RDR, is set to return as it was spotted a few times. Interestingly, the weapon appears to have a strap on it, which could indicate how Arthur Morgan holds onto the weapon. One of my favorite weapons from RDR, the bolt action rifle, which is based off the real-life Krag Jorgensen rifle, appears to be returning as it was spotted in one scene that appears to relate to hunting, and another with Bill Williamson holding it. The repeater carbine, based off the real-life Spencer Model 1865 carbine, also appears to be returning from RDR, as it can be seen on the backside of Arthur Morgan. Again, it should be noted it appears that Arthur is holding the weapon with a strap. The double barrel shotgun, which is based off the Colt Model 1878 shotgun, which was featured in RDR, appears to be returning, as well as the sawed-off shotgun, which is based off the Colt Model 1883 hammerless shotgun. As you can see, a lot of weapons are returning from Red Dead Redemption, and that makes sense for the period of time where weaponry was limited, at least compared to today's standards. Most of the weapons will obviously look, feel, and sound different than what they did years ago, and with Red Dead Redemption 2 being a prequel, we already can get an idea of certain weapons not returning, like the high-power pistol. But also with Rockstar showing us very little of Red Dead Redemption 2 thus far, we've probably only seen some of the weapons that will be in-game, because I'm sure the Gatling gun, the forerunner of the modern machine gun, will make a return, as well as maybe the rolling block rifle, LeMat revolver, Winchester repeater, semi-automatic pistol, double action revolver, and many more weapons. Even with this time period being limited, surely we will see new weapons like maybe the Derringer pocket pistol, the Colt Burgess rifle, the Frank Wesson rifle, or the Star revolver. These are just some of the many options that could be included in Red Dead Redemption 2. Lastly, other than just weapons, Red Dead Redemption 2 looks to have a larger emphasis on hand-to-hand combat. So far we've only seen a brief look at it, but in one scene we can see Arthur Morgan having a brawl inside of a town, which could be indication of having an infamous bar fight outside of a saloon. Other than just that, we also can see Arthur Morgan take out an enemy and a special takedown, which could mean we have special melee attacks and maybe even the possibility of stealth gameplay. Some of the other things I do want to make sure I add is obviously the lasso is coming back, and it appears that Arthur Morgan has 3 specific weapons on hand. Hanging off his back is his rifle, and he has a knife and revolver holstered on his belt, which makes me wonder if there's at all a chance that the magical wheel of having every weapon at disposal may not be available like it was in Red Dead Redemption. This certainly would add a little bit more immersion, but I doubt that Rockstar would totally remove the infamous wheel. Instead, maybe this is just something that's included in a hardcore survival mode. Definitely something I wanted to mention. Maybe you guys have some ideas on this. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. But Red Dead Redemption 2 is Rockstar Games' first game made for this current generation of consoles. We have yet to see the true power that their upgraded Rage engine will provide, but so far from what we have seen, from the spectacular attention to detail and teased gameplay features, Red Dead Redemption 2 will again showcase Rockstar's new innovative ideas, which are thankfully much easier because of the leap in technology from the Xbox 360 to the Xbox One and the PS3 to the PS4. Today we've discussed just a few of the many new features coming to the vast and beautiful world of Red Dead Redemption 2. From the possibilities of weapon customization to dual wielding to stealth to weapon variety and so on and so forth. Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to be huge and hopefully only adding upon what made Red Dead Redemption's gameplay so enjoyable. Anyway gang, what do you make of Red Dead Redemption 2's weapons thus far? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and as usual, thank you for watching. Make sure to smack that like button if you did enjoy this video or found any informative value, and consider subscribing to stay up to date on everything Red Dead Redemption 2, and remember, Outlaws to the end.